Hey Capricorn, welcome to your Astro Tarot reading. We're going to dive into what energies are currently shaping your life and reveal insights through the tarot. This message is timeless and will reach you whenever it's meant to find you. So let's shuffle the deck and see what messages come through. Hi Capricorn, so first up, the very centre of your reading, we've got the Ten of Pentacles. Now this card is about success really, so it's about being financially successful, but it can also be about having a successful relationship, something in your career, but it's whatever that kind of success means to you Capricorn and what goal that you're looking towards. And I feel like that this is on your mind, it's your priority at the moment. So if it's a happy family life or if it's financial success, career success, so take what resonates, but that's your real focus and drive, is looking to reach a higher level in some way in that area. Now interestingly, what we've got crossing it is the Devil. Now the Devil energy is about our old habits that don't really serve us. So connections, sometimes it can be toxic connections that may be repeating patterns, or it could just be within you about old patterns resurfacing. And I feel like that this is blocking you somehow to your success. So maybe, like I say, old habits that are not great for you have resurfaced. So it could be in a dynamic in a relationship, you feel like that you've maybe taken some steps back into old ways of being that you know are not really very healthy. Or if it was a work situation, it might be, for example, that if you have tendencies to be a workaholic, like Capricorns are very ambitious, they're always driving forward, always the goat that climbs the mountain. So you could be pushing too hard, like burning the candles at both ends. So take what resonates with that Capricorn, but there's some kind of toxic behaviour that is blocking your road to success at the minute. Now underneath, this is sort of what's driving the reading and lies within the subconscious, is this King of Cups. So underneath what we have, so this is kind of in the subconscious, in your subconscious Capricorn, and what's kind of driving the energy of this reading that maybe you're not fully aware of. And that is the King of Cups, which the King of Cups is emotionally intelligent, and they are in tune with their emotions and the subconscious actually as well. So I feel like this is actually going to help you navigate your way through this Capricorn, somehow tapping into being able to understand your feelings, being able to understand your emotions. Why are these old habits resurfacing? What's driving that? So what's the emotional drive behind the toxic behaviours that have come up? Are you feeling unfulfilled in a connection? Is if it was a job scenario where you're working too hard, workaholic for example, is it that you feel like that you're not good enough, for example, and that you've constantly got to prove yourself? Or is it that you're using work to avoid other areas of your life? So it's some kind of obviously what drives these old patterns. There's always a reason. They don't just happen from nowhere usually, and there's an emotional reason that's happening underneath. Now interestingly, we've got a very different energy that is crowning your reading, which is a Queen of Swords. Now the Queen of Swords is committed to the truth. That's what drives her. So she can be sometimes viewed as being quite harsh, but really what the reason why she comes across as being quite harsh is just because of her dedication and commitment to the truth, and her sort of, at times, brutal honesty. And I feel like that this is some kind of advice from Spirit for you, Capricorn, about speaking your truth. So maybe there's something that needs to be said to a partner, to a work situation. The Queen of Swords is about setting boundaries as well. She's excellent at that. So maybe you need to, I feel like you need to assess the situation. First of all, understand what's driving the behaviour that's not being, which isn't so healthy. And then you'll be able to take action with that by getting clear on why what's happening is happening. Then you need to get clear on that, and then you're able to communicate some kind of truth. So set down some boundaries, share with the partner what you're feeling, what's not working in the dynamic, or at work, share with your boss, for example, that you're not available past a certain time, if that's possible. If you're expected to work, you know, late into the night, for example. Or even just set that boundary with yourself. If you've got like a flexible working schedule, make sure you're not getting swallowed up by it. Because in the past we've got the Hierophant, which it's a major arcana, and I feel like you've done things by the book, and I feel like you've kind of done all the right things, and that has brought you to this position where you're at this kind of level of success that I feel like you're already at some kind of level of success, and you've gained a lot of momentum, and you've achieved a lot, and you've overcome lots of challenges. And the way that you've done that, I see here with the Hierophant card, Capricorn, is that you've done it through really playing this straight, like playing it by the book. Some people, I think you've earned a lot of respect through doing it this way as well. So even if it's a relationship, it's like you've played it really well. Like you've showed up when you've said that you were going to. You've taken things slow, maybe, if that's what's been going on. If it's a work situation, you've done everything that's required of you. And so you are viewed in a respected way. People do uphold you as a leader, look up to you. Or if it's a partner dynamic, I feel like that they see you as like a good partner, essentially, like a life partner, someone who they want to be with for a significant amount of time. And in the near future, we see you being able to move forward, I think, and take action with regards to overcoming this kind of devil energy that you're in at the minute that's blocking you. So movement is restored, and I think that follows because it's the sword suit. Again, the Knight of Swords charges forward, take action, goes into battle with their sword raised, also committed to the truth. And it's like energy and information and news and things start to happen again. And I see you overcoming this block once you've got clear, and once you've spoken your truth and been able to set those boundaries in place if necessary, Capricorn. Draw those lines in the sand. Once you've said it, and then it's like you can confidently sort of move forward. And I actually am seeing and feeling that you will be heard. So if that's a concern of yours, Capricorn, that what's maybe holding you back as well is that when you speak your truth, maybe you're fearful that you'll just get a negative response and that you won't be heard. But I'm actually feeling that you will be heard, and regardless, that it's like you need to say it for you, and you'll free yourself in the process. Because the external influences, we've got the Lover's card come through, which is it's like the flip side of the coin of the devil. So it's almost like this toxic trait, I feel like, is able to flip on its head, and it's almost like harmony can be restored and you can free yourself. So if you've gotten this kind of negative pattern and cycle, and by breaking out of it, I feel like that this harmony can be restored, and it's like you can reconnect. So you can reconnect to your partner, you can reconnect if it's a job to why the love of the job again, remember why you're doing it, remember what's driving this. Or if it's a romance, it's like the loving feelings can come back in and that reconnection can happen, Capricorn. It's almost like I feel like a very peaceful feeling is being restored. So there's huge incentive to do this, Capricorn, to sort of get in touch with what you're feeling and then to speak your truth from that place. And then the advice, we've got the Eight of Pentacles. So it's like, then it's almost like that then you can keep working towards this Ten of Pentacles and this success, but in a healthy way. So Eight of Pentacles, look at all these coins that they're producing. This person it feels more chilled. It's like they're sitting down, they are still working hard and they're producing really high quality work. Or if it's a relationship, it's like you're making real progress, you're really building a life together, you're really building a foundation. Or if it is work, it's like your work is really high quality, but it's in a much more balanced energy way. It's not like this frazzled, burnt out, the toxic traits of the devil. It's in a truly productive way, it's in a healthy way. So that's also, again, another positive message of once you've freed yourself, being able to regain some balance and get that better perspective and actually probably being more productive ultimately, Capricorn. Like sometimes, if it is workaholism for some of you, if you're working too hard, like, a lot of the time that we can just be spinning our wheels when we're doing that, working from dawn till dusk and sleep deprivation, things like that. They really do start to take their toll. So that's something to bear in mind as well, that if you can get into this Eight of Pentacles energy, actually having that balance, it all gets done, doesn't it, in the end? Even if you keep your evenings free and have this work-life balance, you still get the work done. It's still possible. Now, interestingly, so we've got the Five of Wands, and this is in the position of your hopes and dreams. So traditionally this card is like a card of conflict. So it's like conflict with others, which could be happening for you, Capricorn, at work or in a relationship. Or it could be internal conflict about you feeling like confused about what's the right thing to do. Maybe internal conflicting ideas about next steps and what you want, I'm hearing. So it could be either or of those things, or it could actually be both. So that you could be fighting with those close to you, and you're also having conflicting ideas really about what it is that you want, Capricorn. I'm going to pull another card just because of the placement, because it's in your hopes and dreams. And it could be just that you want peace, that you want the opposite of this card in some ways. Spirit, please clarify the Five of Wands. So we've got the High Priestess come through, another major arcana. And this is about trusting yourself. It's about intuition. So what I feel like it's about your voice, holding on to your voice and your truth, Capricorn, is what kind of at the bottom of this reading, of this issue. And I think that you're having some self-doubt, and that you're having, when people push back on you and don't agree with you, then I think it can cause a lot of internal conflict for you, and external. And what the advice is that you need to trust your intuition, and that your voice is valid in the situation, and that not everyone has to agree with you as well in order for your truth to be valid. So it's hard sometimes when we say something or believe something and then someone doesn't back us up with that. They have a difference of opinion. But it doesn't mean that our truth is wrong and that our decisions and choices and feelings are wrong just because someone or other people feel differently. And I feel like with the High Priestess here, she is the master of trusting herself. She is the master of intuition and being able to kind of see through other people's kind of bullshit really as well. And I feel like that's what you want and maybe you've struggled to achieve at some point, and that's kind of the focus as well of what is going to navigate this. So it's like about getting in touch with what you're feeling and being able to speak out on that and being able to trust yourself ultimately and having your own back, Capricorn. So being your biggest advocate, protecting yourself, etc., doing what's right for you. So in the final outcome here, we've got the Hanged Man, and I think this is you being able to find a different perspective. Because in the Hanged Man, it's like being in a position that you wouldn't necessarily choose. So maybe along this journey to success, this 10 of Pentacles, you're having to be in a situation or go through certain things, like say with a life partner, or go through certain things at a job in order to reach where you want to go. There's lots of things about this situation that maybe you wouldn't choose. It's not your ideal choice. It's not how you would want it to be. Like say if it was a relationship and say if it was long distance, it could be something like that. You know, there's some aspect of this relationship that is challenging. It could be even the external friends and family that you don't particularly connect with. There could be a million different scenarios, but there's something about this situation that is challenging for you somehow, Capricorn, on this road to success. But what I'm seeing that you're able to do through this process, if you can navigate it through the steps that we've talked about, is that you can gain a different perspective. So, and perspective in some ways is everything. So if you can view it for what it is really and for your truth and how it benefits you, if that's where you find yourself, then that can change everything and it will free you to an extent. And I feel like you'll be able to let go of the negative patterns and habits that have creeped in. So let's just ask any final messages for Capricorn, please. Any final messages for Capricorn? Any final messages for Capricorn, please? So we've got the Three of Swords, and I feel like this always tells me about old wounds. So this could be something that goes beyond this situation for you, Capricorn, as well, that it's something that has been a reoccurring pattern maybe for you in your life. So it goes that far back that it could be like a childhood wound that has been triggered by this situation. So often when we see the Devil card, I always see that as well as really old wounds, so karmic stuff that we have to face and deal with in this lifetime. And it's like a wound, sometimes it feels like, that never heals, but this is an opportunity, another opportunity for you to actually do some healing within this, Capricorn, as well. So I suppose with that message, it just comes for you to be aware of that in the situation as well. So when you're looking back to what's connecting the dots of the emotional journey that you're on and what's triggering you, you can take into account that maybe it goes even deeper than this scenario. This scenario is triggering that, but does it go, is it further, even further in the past for you, Capricorn? And that will just help you get a grip on the situation and get closer to reaching this change of perspective that I feel like that you hope to reach, want to meet, and is possible as well. So I hope this reading resonated for you, Capricorn. If it did, please give me a thumbs up. It's always great to hear from you as well. If you want to leave any comments in the section down below, and subscribe for all future readings. But wishing you all the best with this situation. Love and light.